Okay, so my name's Pryianka the. I'm the lead education training pharmacist at the Royal Berkshire Hospital, and my background is obviously as a clinical pharmacist, working within a hospital setting. And I started out by doing my NPharm degree, got my pre-registration or foundation training year in hospital, and have continued on that path since. So I was really interested in pharmacy because I knew that I wanted to do something in healthcare, and actually I'm too squeamish to be a medic, so I couldn't do medicine. And I really like how within pharmacy it's a science, but applied sciences, and you can really apply what your knowledge to a patient and help in their care. So I find that within the NHS in general, or even working as a hospital pharmacist, it's really exciting that there's no 2 days that are exactly the same. Every day is different because the patients that you encounter are different, the challenges that you face are different on a day-to-day basis. But this also keeps the job from being boring, and you're continuously developing, you see new things every day, you learn new things, and this can be challenging because you never quite feel comfortable, but I think it's something that's really exciting, and it keeps you from being bored, I think. So the NHS, I think, as a whole, is facing a lot of challenges at the moment when it comes to funding, when it comes to recruitment. Pharmacy within the NHS is not an exception to this. So I think the way that we're approaching it is to really upskill and develop individuals within the profession. And so that's why it kind of means that there's lots of opportunities consistently available for all healthcare professionals to develop. And it kind of means that you're constantly learning. I think networking is very important for anyone pursuing a career within the NHS, within pharmacy, within science in general. I think networking gives you good exposure to seeing what other roles are out there for individuals, and understanding kind of what's involved in within those roles, and also gives you an opportunity to do maybe work experience and things like that. That's how I started. The reason I lent more towards hospital pharmacy versus community or GP or industry was because I did work experience in all of those different sectors, and I found that I liked hospital pharmacy the best, and I wouldn't have been able to get those opportunities if it wasn't for networking. So I'd say essentially, if you know the kind of role you want in the future, to try and get as much experience and exposure to that role while you're still in undergrad or postgrad degree, while you're still at university. I think this really sets you apart from others who are looking to go into the same field. It means that when you go for interviews and when you're kind of applying for jobs, that you already have exposure and you can talk more deeply about things that you've experienced, and I think it just sets you apart. So I think the biggest thing for me that's essential for success is resilience. I think it's really important to learn from challenging situations or where you've made mistakes, and I think it's really important how you take things that potentially you were unsuccessful with, and how you learn from them and go forward. So I'm quite driven by kind of seeing the benefits from what I do on a day-to-day basis. So that can be on the wards helping patients, but as an education and training pharmacist, you can also see how when I help people develop, you can see them grow within their career, within their profession, their confidence grow, and I think that's a very strong motivator for me. So I think for me, I can't pinpoint it, but I think it would be getting my role as the education and training pharmacist. This was a kind of what I've been working towards for a couple of years within the hospital, and I think it just showed that by having exposure to a lot of different things, rotating across the wards, seeing a lot of different clinical areas, and I was then able to utilize that and now I'm able to pass on that knowledge to others in the field, which is really rewarding. So I work within the hospital pharmacy team. So and my role within that hospital pharmacy team is as a clinical pharmacist. So I basically work with doctors, nurses, healthcare professionals on the wards. But my role within education and training as a hospital pharmacist is basically to ensure the development and education of the pharmacy department as a whole. So any placement students that come I kind of organize their training. Anyone who wants to do other additional courses, so like a master's while they're with us, I organize that. If we have any foundation trainee pharmacists, which is a requirement as for the pharmacy profession, I organise their kind of career going forward and their training year, and I am also involved in recruitment and things like that. I think I think this is not related to potentially career or anything like that. I just think that enjoy your time at uni, try to gain as many kind of experiences as possible, and all of these experiences, even if they don't seem like they're going to lead you to a future career or develop your skills in any particular way, I think as long as you're speaking to lots of people, going out and experiencing new things, I think they all kind of that helps in general with your, I think, your future.